Hi, everyone. I just got back from CanITCon and I had such an amazing time. I wanted to share my experience with you guys. And if you are wondering about going to CanITCon next year, or if you also had a wonderful time, please go ahead and let me know in the comments. I attended CanITCon 2025 in beautiful Kelowna, British Columbia. And I will start this off by saying I'm Canadian, so I will be biased towards anything that is happening in Canada, going on in Canada, any Canadian resources for MSPs. In regards to who was there, I met a lot of solo MSPs. So we were looking at people who had their own MSP just starting out, some small MSPs, all the way up to mid-size MSPs. So not a lot of enterprise level MSPs, but I would say small to medium made up the bulk of the attendees. And the format was that it had some keynotes, breakout sessions, vendor hall, and of course, lots of networking, which we love to see. As I mentioned, there were lots of different people. We saw a great showing from our Canadian MSPs, of course, but it was really nice to have the vendors send up some people to the Great White North, some of our American-based vendors. Very good attendance from vendors, so it was great for them to come out and support. And again, a lot of best practices, really open in terms of learning and connecting. I found that the MSP owners were very happy to share and talk to each other about what they were doing, what's working, and what's not working. So I found that extremely valuable. And if I were an MSP, I think I'd find that valuable as well. What I absolutely loved is that friendliness and openness. And I will say this is one of the best organized conferences I've been to. The team is incredible. This is a newer conference. 2025 was their third year doing this conference, and you can tell that they're really open to feedback, that they're always trying to make this better and continuously improve. Absolutely love. So I imagine this is only going to be a bigger and better show as it continues to go through. And there was a lot of genuine care. I personally am gluten-free, so I don't eat gluten. There was so much communication in terms of dietary restrictions and having a separate table. Everything was clearly marked. And that attention to detail is really above and beyond what I normally see in conferences. They had a vendor quickfire. I haven't been to a conference that has this. This is my first year even going to conferences, so maybe everyone does this, who knows? I like the vendor quickfire. It's 60 seconds where every vendor gets to pitch what they do. And I found that this led to some really interesting conversations on the vendor floor. And it allowed me to check out some vendors that I normally wouldn't have been interested in. So that was amazing. It prevents that sort of long, drawn out pitch. And it did really open up the conversation. So I would highly recommend that. It was awesome. It was a little long just because there were so many vendors. So maybe break it up into 2 quick fires. I don't know. I'm not an organizer, but here we are. I will say, though, that one of the cons about this conference, and I don't think it's the conference's fault, I am actually blaming the vendors here, is that the vendor-led breakouts were hit and miss. Half the ones I attended were amazing. They really delivered value. They actually gave you actionable items to take away regardless of whether or not you used their product, and those really stood out. Others felt like I was sitting through a very long demo of a product, or it was really sales heavy on the specific product. And those I didn't find to be as exciting and interesting to me. If I had a question, I would go talk to a vendor individually. I don't really need to sit through a 40-minute presentation when I would follow up with a demo on my own. So, challenges and opportunities. Kelowna is beautiful. Of course, it is not the easiest hub to reach. I know a lot of people took multiple flights. It is a little remote. Thankfully, CanITCon 2026 is in Calgary, which is a major airport. I think everyone's going to find it a little bit easier to get to, and it's still beautiful. I think that there's a lot of growth and opportunity here, and I'm excited to see what's next. Overall, I had an amazing time. I think that The slide speaks for itself in terms of course, seeing that Canadian presence is incredible. A hot tip, don't wash your t-shirt with the sizing sticker on it. Make sure that you take that off. Otherwise, I think that this is only gonna get better, and I can't wait to see the whole team next year.